So I want to share with you how you can make a ton of money running your own landscaping business and how I've done this starting out frustrated, broke, dead-end jobs, getting my landscaping business off the ground, not knowing my worth, not knowing what to charge, and being really frustrated. And then learning how to make a lot of money landscaping, which I'm going to tell you a story in a second, and what is the sweet spot and what happens in your consciousness. So I'll get right into it. There's something called context switching. It's where you keep switching hats, and it's stressful. You're the sales guy, and you're trying to do marketing and then talk to the customers. But then once you sell the job, you have to have a contract in place, and then you have to actually perform and do the work. And then you got to go to the dump and dump all the debris off, or the grass clippings, the mulch, the tree trimmings, whatever it is. And then somehow in between that, you're answering phone calls and then trying to figure out if you're going to hire an employee or not. And this whole process it's fun, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, it's stressful, it's all these things. But here's the sweet spot, and I still run my landscape business 13 years now. I love my business. But here's the sweet spot. Is when you get to the point where you're so overwhelmed with work and opportunity because you do great work, you have integrity, your word is your worth is your word. You do what you say you're going to do. When you say you're going to do it, you start getting a lot of referrals. It's when you hire 1, 2, 3 employees. So when you have, let's just say you're in your first few years and you got a couple employees, right? And you got your right-hand man who's a rock star, and then you could have someone else who's really good, maybe a third or fourth guy. Is like, it's a revolving door. I won't get too deep into that whole system because we have an employee training system I've learned changed my life. Anyways, so when you have a couple people working for you that know what they're doing and you've trained them properly and they're into it, they're into the vibe of the job, they're excited about it, and how you get there is by you being excited and being fully committed. Because if you're 100% committed to your business and you're not on the fence with it, and you're not letting your frustrations leak out, so to speak, because they pick up and mirror everything that's going on in your business. Well, here it is. We got a job in this subdivision, and whole property trim package. That's how you make a lot of money, by offering packages. So if somebody wants a quote to just cut their grass, you offer cut the grass plus trim all the bushes, and giving them, you're making offers, right? You might have heard this type of terminology. Oh, we'll trim all the bushes on the property, we'll trim up the ornamental trees, we'll pull all the weeds, edge out the garden beds, and put down 12 yards of shredded hardwood mulch. So instead of like just $50 to cut the lawn, or $300-400 to trim some bushes, we'll do all this for $3,500, and we'll take $500 off because we're going to be here already, and we'll do it all for $3,000. How does that sound? It's just an offer. They can say no. So I started learning about this and noticing other things that are going on people's properties with our property opportunity checklist and all this stuff. And so a lot of the customers started saying yes. And because my employees know how to do it, I could just jump in and get the ball started and set the tone and do initial property walk. You walk around the property with them and you show them everything that needs to be done and make sure they have all the tools they need and all the tools are sharp, and they have, you have to make sure they have everything that they need and they feel supported. But then you can bounce and go sit in the truck, and your truck becomes like your mobile office. So the most amount of highest profit margins in my business are if I'm literally in the subdivision, sitting in the truck, on the phone, closing deals with clients, like following up, because the fortune is in the follow-up. So if you're talking to a client that you've already sent a quote to, and maybe it's a $5,000 job, you're calling them back up, you're sending them an email, hey, Mr. Jones, just our schedule's getting filled up here, seeing if you wanted to go ahead and move forward with this. You're returning phone calls, you're checking your CRM, and you're just running your business. And then you teach your employees that they, let them know, there's so much to tell you here, but let them know where all the business cards and flyers are. And if a customer comes up, they can give the customer a business card and say, hey, the boss is right over there in a truck. He could probably give you a quote right now. So when you are in the truck, a customer will be like waving, and you get out with your business cards always, shake their hand. Hey, Mr. Jones, you're the neighbor of the job we're doing right now. You want a quote too? Oh, sure, I can take care of you right now. So you can literally, you got time? I can walk around your property and give you a quote right now. Okay, awesome. And then as you're walking around the property, you're noticing all this stuff that needs to be done. He might have just wanted a quote to trim a couple things, and now you're picking up on all this other stuff that needs to be done. So $300 is kind of like turned into a $3 quote. And he might say, you know what? Actually, yeah, I want all this stuff done. When can you do it? You take out your calendar, and now you're getting a signature, a deposit check, and you're booking them right on the spot. And if you don't have any work, you can jump right over there and start doing it immediately after you finish the job you're on, or the next day, or it could be 3 weeks out, right? But then what happens is, when you have this sales marketing process in place and you're learning how to ask customers for 5-star reviews, there's an underlying theme I'm talking about here. Just give me a second. You're taking time to chat with them and get to know them and conversate, and oh man, is that a friggin' Harley Davidson? Like, dude, I love those bikes, man. That's amazing. Like, if you actually do, you don't lie. Or like, just let them know that you're a real person, you're a family-owned business, and you have some integrity. You're not just trying to make a quick buck. Like, you're into it. You're fully engaged in your business. What will happen is, while you're doing this job, the neighbor will be like, hey, I just gave you the phone number. My aunt lives literally 4 streets over, and they want a quote too. Or like, the aunt comes over and they're like, oh wow, I want a quote too. I have this whole thing going on. So you might be on a little job that's like $400, but now you meet Aunt Martha and she wants like $14,000 worth of work done. So because you did such a good job here for $400, you're walking over and now you're doing a $14,000 quote, which is a rip out and reinstall of a whole front landscape garden beds. Like, now you're running to the nursery and you're getting the plants for your guys, your employees to install, and then you're sitting back in the truck, right? So you get out and you handle the business, and now you're in the truck. Hear me out. And then this customer comes out and has a question about something. They want more work done. They got a property up north, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't travel that far, but maybe I know somebody that can. Or meanwhile, while you're out here, can you guys come back and do a fall cleanup? And you're like, well, yes, we can. So it's like, then you're back in the truck. And the whole time I'm talking about all this, and you're doing all these different, very important administrative and sales and marketing functions and tasks of your landscaping business, the whole time, your employees, they're doing all the work, right? So they're trimming the bushes and pulling the weeds, and they're getting everything, and you're jumping out every once in a while to check on their work. And they're doing a great job because you've trained them properly, and they know exactly what to do. You're bothering them. Go sit back in the truck, or now you got to leave because you got a quote around the block, or you have to run to the landscape supplier, the Home Depot, because they broke a sprinkler head. But you're in the field with them, overseeing them, and your truck is your mobile office, and you're a sales and marketing machine selling and closing. I'm telling you, this subdivision, we went in and plenty of other subdivisions, I would book us out for like 2 months straight, because work creates work. When you're in the subdivision already working, and you can find out that, hey, they got a neighborhood Facebook page. Not only do you encourage every single customer to take a picture of you and your guys working in your truck, in your trailer, from their phone and their IP address, and post it to the positive 5-star review on Google and on Facebook, you also encourage them to, hey, post it in the neighborhood Facebook page. And then, can I have permission to put my bandit sign in your lawn by the easement for a week? And you can even run Facebook ads. You could do EDDM. You could do 5 rounds, which is like, or 7 rounds, which is, if you're on the job site, you or one of your guys can go to the local 5 or 7 houses and put door hangers. Or you can knock on doors. Hey, we're in your neighborhood right now. There's so many ways to make money. You can, just off one job in one good neighborhood, to be fair, at the right time of year, right times of year with an S, close easily $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 of work. And that's just by primarily doing maintenance, cutting grass, trimming bushes, putting down mulch. If a customer wants decorative stone, boom, now you're into the 5 figures. $10, $15, $20,000 to rip out and redo garden beds with new stone, an assortment of plants. I know there's stuff to learn. Real quick, I have a quick promotion for you. I've been using Jobber software in my business for 5 years now. It's the CRM that I run my business on. You could do billing, invoicing, payment collections. It's an incredibly epic software that becomes the brain that your business plugs into, that allows you to function and operate like a high-level strategic professional. It allows customers to pay their bill online, and it automatically sends them the 5-star review link generator. Like, you could do all this stuff yourself with a bunch of different softwares and pull your hair out and then forget and get busy, and then the thing, if you use it properly, totally pays for itself, and it's an absolute must-have. I'm a Jobber ambassador, so you get a free 2-week trial and a huge discount with my exclusive link. If you go to getjobber.com/Kelfus, and I'll put a link in the description below, you get a huge discount with my link. So go there, check it out, plug your business into it, and see how you like it, and you're gonna freaking love it, and use it. So, back to what I was saying. Now, your profit margins drop when you get out of the field and you have crews out working, and the only way to make more money and make your money back and then grow is you have to grow your way out of it. You have to start investing, and that's a totally different story, and grow your business. And most I've had was 4 trucks, and there was always one of them that was completely broken down. So I would have 1.5 crews out, like a crew of guys that would split up into 1.5 crews, and then I'd be out in the 3rd truck going around selling jobs like crazy. And I went back down to 2 trucks, 1 truck, 1 truck, 1 truck, 2 trucks, 2 trucks, 1 truck, 2 trucks, 2 trucks, 1 truck, 2 trucks, 3 trucks, 2 trucks, 1 truck. And I just kind of stayed in that sweet spot in my business. So if you're trying to grow your business to like 7, 8, 9, 10 trucks, go find somebody on YouTube who is, or at that point, maybe you'd be paying for a coach or a consultant and diving into higher level masterminds. But you can learn how to do all this stuff, and you can make a ton of money. Just know, and I have a book called 12 Steps to Scaling Your Business with Dan Plata. It's phenomenal. I'll put links in the description below. This is still like the best, highest rated and reviewed interview I've ever done on the Untrapped podcast. My podcast just crossed 800,000 downloads. So you can listen to it. It's 12 Steps to Scale Your Business with Keith Kelfus and Dan Plata. That's Platta. He's my bookkeeper for the bookkeeping agency. I also put the link to the video interview. It's a high-level recorded podcast, and you can listen. And this is like, it's something for free that's highly valuable that you would take notes. These interviews I've done with him, and he talks about cash flow purgatories and the different things you go through in scaling your business, and there's a lot of amazing stuff on there. I love, and I'm so in love with my media business, this YouTube channel, and everything that I'm doing here. I have a lot of other stuff going on besides for my landscape business that I don't talk about that has to do with my media business that I'm so in love with, that I frankly don't have the energy to grow a huge landscaping business. It's not that I don't love my business. So I'm the startup guy. I'm talking about how to start and grow your landscaping business from 0 to 100K and beyond. Maybe you start crossing 300K. Like I do more than that in my businesses. But it's like, I just want you to be successful, and I want this YouTube channel to be a resource where you can dive in. I have plenty of old videos that, like, if you're just getting started and your mindset is like you're the underdog and you're trying to crush it and overcome self-limiting beliefs, and you have negative people around you, maybe friends or family members who don't believe in you, and you're dealing with a bunch of head trash, if you go back to my older videos, like, they're deep, bro. Like, and especially my night videos. So different levels to this. But you can make a lot of money in your landscaping business. I've been around the country many times, many live events. I have literally, I know hundreds of thousands of people, but collectively I have hundreds and hundreds of friends in the green industry, and a lot of them have become millionaires by running their own lawn landscaping, decorative water features and ponds, luxury outdoor living spaces and patios, businesses. by being fully committed and refining a sales and marketing process, the sequence of which the work gets done, the labor side of it, and by, if you're trying to do it all by yourself, you can make $100K in your business and more, but there's a point where you can get burned out because you're context switching. Like I said at the beginning, you're wearing too many hats. So the sweet spot, again, to recap, is when you finally take the leap and you get that one good employee, but it's better when you have not just one because it's overwhelming for them. You want a couple good employees that can become like a dynamic duo and they vibe off each other, and you keep them busy as heck. They got plenty of work. Your job is to keep the calendar full, and then you can get so good at sales and marketing and closing jobs and making sure that they have everything that they need, that they're crazy busy, that you can actually incentivize them with bonuses. You can pay them so much in bonuses that they love their job, and you're buying them lunch and you're giving them whatever, it's like, and that's, I just want to tell you, it's a remarkably beautiful time in your business. And when you hit these sweet spots and where you're really crushing it, and you're going to be busy as heck, right? You're going to be coming home dirty with dirt on your fingernails and like in warrior mode, and you have to be present with your family, first of all. But I don't want you to take those times for granted, and don't be so hard on yourself, because when you hit a stride in your business and it actually starts working and taking off, and you've got a stack of checks, you're like, really got to cash these checks, like 650, 230, 1,250, 2,650, 3,800. Here's a check for 7,500. Here's another deposit for 6,500, and you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars coming into your business checking account, and you're watching it grow. And now, the bills are paid. You got money for taxes. You got money for this, money for payroll, and the money you can get on this, it's like the wind that lifts your sales, and your business will take off, and you grow all this confidence, and you're watching all this money come in, and it feels really good. It's really rewarding, and you feel accomplished, and you get really laser focused. And what you learn through that process and what it does for your self-esteem and for your confidence and for as an individual, especially if you grew up on hard times, it gives you a stack of undeniable proof that you can do it, because you're doing it and you've done it and you're doing a great job. And it's a great place to be. It's like you have to integrate your wins and be like, dude, I'm crushing it right now. That's what I really love about the landscaping business is you can get in for relatively low startup costs, and if you have honor and integrity, and you 80% of success is showing up and then doing a great job, and you have great communication, you can make a lot of freaking money with low startup costs. So I'll put links below to everything I talk about, and hit the subscribe button and notifications turned on, because I have a lot of awesome stories to tell you, and I'm going to be interviewing other people as well on this channel, and I'm excited. See you soon.